Greetings, viewer. It is I, Hilariously Scary, and today I'm filming out and about because I have to go on a trip and I need to record this audio soon. So, sorry if you hear any loud driving by of cars or people talking. I honestly don't know what to expect. But today we'll be asking the question, has my art gotten worse? Which is a question I often ask myself because I look back at my old art and I go, oh no, I've gotten so much worse. Now, before we can answer this question, we really have to answer a second question first, which is, can your art get worse? Which, saying, can you actually get worse at drawing if you're drawing every day or trying to do your best to draw? And the truth of the matter is, yes, you actually can get worse at drawing, but there are other things that could be happening. For instance, you might have just developed your artistic eye to the point where you can see more flaws with your work. Or maybe you've just gotten used to how the old art looks versus your new art, and doing something like redrawing a piece can help you see how much you've improved. But there are ways that your art can get worse. So if you aren't using references, and it's always a good idea to use references so that you can sort of see how the body works or how trees work or how whatever you're trying to draw works. But if you stop using references and go entirely off of your own imagination, you can slowly forget how these things work and remember more how you're supposed to draw it, so it can make your art look wonky or stiff or out of place somehow. So even if you've used references for a while and you've kind of gotten a handle on how the human body works, it's still a good idea to brush up and do some studies every now and then. Another way that your art can get worse is if you haven't drawn in a while. A lot of people, they get an art block, or they, for one reason or other, they just stop doing art. Maybe art was their hobby and now they don't really need that hobby, so they stop doing art. And this can actually make your art get worse. A lot of times you'll pick back up art and you'll be better at it, but a lot of times you'll pick back up art and it'll be stiff and weird and it doesn't come to you as easily as before. This is probably the one I know least about because I've been drawing pretty consistently ever since I was 15, which is 5 years ago. Now that I'm saying that out loud, that sounds ridiculous. Oh gosh, does my art look like I've been drawing for 5 years? I can't think about that stuff. I'll start stressing. And another way that your art can get worse is just from burnout, where you've been creating so much art and you've kind of gotten set in your ways of this is how I do my art, which I've talked about a lot is very bad. You should never have the way that you do your art. You should always be experimenting with different styles, with different ways to draw, because you always should be improving your art. Even if there's not going to ever be the place where you get perfect at art. You may get really good at art, you may get professionally good at art, but you're never going to be perfect at art, because that's just how humans are. We're constantly improving, unless you're unimproving, unproving, deproving. I don't know, the opposite of improving. Sorry, I keep feeling like I'm hearing people, but nobody's around, so maybe I'm just hearing somebody inside a building somewhere. I don't know, I'm scared. So Burnout is the one that I've been looking at the most because I feel like for whatever reason my art just has been looking whack lately. I've started 7 different speed paints this week and I don't really like any of them, and it's been happening for I guess about a month or 2 now, and it's weird because it's not art block. I still want to draw, but whenever I try to draw, it just looks bad, I guess, and somebody out there is looking at this and being like, this is bad, you should see my art, but it's very much not up to the standards that I'd like to set for myself. I don't even know how to describe it. It's I think I don't like my new art style. There's just something about the art style that I've kind of fallen into that I don't like. But even traditionally, it's I got really good at stamina and really taking the time and fixing all my problems and doing this sort of thing. But now all of my stamina has just disappeared and I'm back to wanting to finish the piece as quickly as possible. And I think that comes from being a little bit burned out. I've been drawing every week for I guess a year, 2 now, maybe half a year. 2 years to half a year is a really long. I should probably look this up, but yeah, it's a lot of art to create, and I try to draw every day, so it's possible that I might just be burned out. I don't know. I've just not been feeling my art lately, and I hope this video can help some people who also have not been feeling their art lately. Just we can all be a little bit burned out, or not using enough refs, or not having drawn for a while, or whatever reason that you feel like your art has gotten worse. Just come with me, let's redraw some pieces, let's figure out how to get better. So here's some of my ideas of what I'm gonna try to get out of this little rut that I found myself in. Number 1, I'm gonna experiment in my style more because I really feel like this might be an issue with the art style that I've kind of developed for some reason, that there's just something about my old art style, back when my YouTube channel really started to kick off a year ago or so. I really liked the art that I was creating then, back when I had more thicker lines and I had more, I don't know, I feel like my shading hasn't changed. changed. I don't know what's changed, just something has changed, and I want to figure out, I want to experiment more with my art style and see if I can get back to the art that I really liked. Why are there so many motorcycles on this road? Another thing is to get back to the basics. I want to start using a lot more references, and I hate drawing from reference, but I really need to, especially clothes, because I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of just throw lines places whenever I draw clothes, and I think that I put too many lines and it looks a little baggy. At the time of recording this, I have only drawn half of the illustration, so maybe it turns out great. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this is actually a redraw of one of my favorite drawings called Enter Mysterious Stranger. It was supposed to look like a fake TV show screenshot thing. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm going a little bit more extra with this. And right now, with only looking at the line art, I already definitely like the old version better. I think this one looks more like how I imagined Deduction, but again, I had to record the audio only halfway through the drawing, so I can't really speak for how the drawing turned out. You tell me, does it look good? I don't know. So I've been trying to take breaks from drawing recently because I thought if I'm burned out, maybe I just need to take breaks, but I think maybe I actually need to draw more to like kind of get out all of these bad drawings. What I need to do is start drawing every day exclusively from references, but I'm not gonna do that because, you know, art is still just a hobby to me, and I guess I'm going to try to draw more and have fun, but have less stress about it. And I say this a lot, but I stress out a lot about my art. I'm like, I have to make it perfect because I want to give y'all something cool to look at while I talk. So yeah, I'm gonna be trying to change my style, going back to the basics, and trying to draw more or draw less. I haven't figured it out yet, but I'd like to. I think that doing redraws like this is good because I can compare how I used to draw and I liked it to how I draw now, how I don't like it. I don't know, I'll do some research and I'll check back in with y'all. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this helped in some way, that maybe, because I see a lot of people talking about art block, and I actually just did a video on it, but I think that this is different, and I hope that people who are feeling similarly, like that they don't like their art now, just, you know, try doing a redraw, you know? We can redraw stuff together. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!